So let me just quickly check that, then we'll go ahead. Yep. So team resumes, we have good amount, if you ask me. But still, these are not the only resumes that I want. So I need more resumes. So transcripts, I have only three. And Aparna, I liked your transcript. I have seen that. Can you
Yeah,
please
thank
unmute,
you.
Aparna?
Yes, Vachan.
Yep, thank you. So I have seen your transcript. It's good. But what I'm seeing for the next 2 minutes, we'll first review the transcript and then we'll continue. Okay. And see, in the introduction, you said I have total experience of 4 years, out of which 3 years dedicated. Uh, so dedicated what? Dedicated on what? I worked as RPA developer. So the task that I usually like, the boards which have
Uh,
developed. So you need to
yeah,
create, you need to correct it. You cannot leave it as is.
yeah,
Okay. So let's go and involve Excel automation, email automation framework I have used. So okay. If you observe, there are lot of fillers in your document. Okay.
yeah, I let it.
Developer, so I have used, so handling, so uploading, so basically, so client, so all these are fillers. Okay, all you need to do is you need to correct it in such a way that it will be like a perfect textbook answer.
Understood. I'll yeah, make those corrections.
Yep. And PDF bot which I've developed was similar to this one. I have used PDF automation basically. Uh, okay, again, the PDF was coming attached in an email. This is fine. Okay, what the problem that you are doing or that you're working over here is, see, you cannot go directly into the project in your introduction. That's not required basically.
Yeah.
More than that, what you can say is you worked on PDF automation, you worked on all types of automation, web, desktop, and email automation, PDF automation. And one more thing, see, PDF automation and web automation, email automation cannot be projects. Those can be a part of a project.
Yes.
Okay, so you can say that I worked on all types of automations that involves PDF, email, web automation, API integration, and all. That's the correct way of answering this. So this meeting is getting recorded, so go ahead and check it out later. Next,
Yes, Vachan.
we had a website from where. So again, you went directly into directly in the introduction. You went completely into the project. Okay, that's fine. So you can say something like this after you complete everything and okay, invoice basically. Okay, let's do something like this. Um, Coming to my first project, or you can say the latest project in my resume. Okay, then you can start with all your resume all your project points. Okay, okay, great. So have you worked on PDD? I haven't worked on PDD and I didn't get an opportunity to work on PDD. How many years of experience are you keeping, Aparna?
Around like I have uh 3 years in RPA.
Then if you have 3 years in RPA, then the first thing that you will be doing is creating a PDD.
I haven't really created one yet.
Yeah, so that's the wrong answer. Okay, so have you created any custom activities? So I have created custom activities for create, disconnect, drive, and I have created custom activity for checking data group like radical packets and checking a valid email ID that have access to clients. So do you know what is meant by custom activities?
No, Vajra.
No,
Yes,
Vajra.
Vajra.
Okay, someone said yes. What
Like
is
it's
what is yes?
Custom activities are like as a reusable component we can execute in our project.
Okay.
If
uh,
there is a one requirement and we don't find any activity in managed package, we can create our own custom activity.
That's a perfect answer. But see, custom activities. So again, this answer is completely wrong. Okay. So what exactly you need to go ahead and answer is, if I am the member, I will answer something like this. Yes, sometimes we may need to go ahead and create some custom activities, but with the understanding and with the maintenance in picture, we normally don't tend to do it. The main reason is, yes, right now we are hiring some or uh, low code development engineers, and if we go and directly work on some very big custom activity, then they may find issue, or if there is no one who handle that, then again they may rely on some other developer. So that's not the target of our team. And if we are creating any custom activity, we create a custom active instead of creating a custom activity. We create it in UiPath Studio as a reusable file, and then we invoke it. But if we really want to create a custom activity, we have libraries in UiPath that we can use to create our custom activity. Okay, so what is meant by custom activity here? Now we are using SN activity, we are using if activity, we are using a else activity, we are using a while activity. So all these are comes under activities or custom activities or any kind of activities. Those are pre-built with UiPath and you are getting it directly installing as packages. Now, if you want to create your own custom activity, then it means that it will have an input, it will have an output. It does some kind of work that you need. Instead of writing a code, the code is already there. You're just invoking it. Okay. So
I got
Aparna,
it.
you can edit this particular answer, and then you can go ahead and tell the same.
Yes, sure, Vajra.
But now do you have an understanding of how what is custom activity and
Yeah, yes, I mean, that's exactly what we, like what I have done,
hmm,
but I just considered it as a custom activity. So yeah, this is correct. Uh, like we are basically invoking that custom component that we create.
excellent. Tell me your experience in ASP.NET. Okay, so I have learned ASP.NET. I have been trained on it, but I not a core developer. And okay, see, there is a lot of negative answering in your answers. Okay,
Okay.
so how you can do or work something like this is okay. How many years of experience in total do you have?
Like total, I have 4 years, but like I have not really worked on it, so that's why I have not
Okay,
mentioned it.
what have you done in the past 4 years?
Like I have directly worked on RPA itself, uh, like right from the start. So
Okay, here it goes. Um, from the beginning of my career, I am into .NET because I am into UiPath, and UiPath deals with .NET, basically with VB. So I know .NET. If I want to write a code, I definitely will. I'm capable of writing a code in .NET, and I have also created few custom activities that specifically with respect to .NET. I can also say that I worked with .NET for my past 3 years. So not specifically on any website development or app development, but with respect to UiPath. Yes, so I do have experience in .NET, specifically on VB or C Sharp. Now, did I say the same thing that you are saying?
Yes.
But what is my answer all about? It's all about how I am capable of working on things rather than saying, okay, I'm not able to do something, I'm not able to do on ASP.NET.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. The last one, have you, and by the way, the questions are really good. Have you worked on migration of UiPath Orchestrator? Yes, I have worked on migration of UiPath Orchestrator. Basically, we have to make use the assets updated from the existing folder and to the new folder, then access everything given properly. Okay. I think that this is not the complete correct answer. So you're talking about assets and all, right?
Yeah.
So if you go into uh, just a second. So everyone, can you please go ahead and search for UiPath migration, orchestrator migration? Give me 2 seconds. I'm getting a call. I'll come back, but just check with UiPath migration and Aparna, please type in or fill in the details.
Yeah, sure.
Are we recording this meeting?
Okay, I'm back. So do you have any answer for how to do migration of UiPath Orchestrator?
Excuse me, Bajrang, are we recording this meeting?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
So basically, the migration process involves the processes which were developed in the UiPath using state machines in their older versions.
Yep.
So currently, those processes will be migrated to the newer versions of UiPath using Orchestrator,
Yep.
where we configure all the queues and assets that were used in Orchestrator.
Okay. So, mere exam point. What is your exact name?
Oh, that was Latin Sindhura. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Sindhura. So, Sindhura, talk to Aparna and help her in correcting this answer, or you two can correct this answer by yourself. So, I'm leaving it for yours, but your answer is correct, Sindhura. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's stop the review for today. And guys, if you are working, then I can help you. If you are not working, then I cannot help you. Okay, you do not pay the amount just to listen the classes. Do some activity. Okay, great. Let's go with UiPath and then let's start with our calculator use case. Okay. How many of you have installed UiPath Task Capture in your machines? Just raise the hand. That should be great. We have close to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. If you did not install, then that's the wrong thing that you are doing. Everyone need to install. No other option you have. Okay. Yep. Fine. Let's start with our UiPath as well as UiPath Task Capture. So I'll give you basics on what exactly are we doing and how exactly are we going with UiPath Task Capture. It's not anything related to code. Okay, so our projects or our training is not completely on the code. It's more on how you need to think at a project level and how you need to work at a project level. Let's see. I'm sorry. So this is my code from UiPath, and it's also the task capture. I should have it open already. Yeah, this is my task capture. So again, task capture is community version, so everyone will be able to install and work on it. There should not be any single issue for you. And let's also write our notes for today. Okay, so is this notes useful for everyone? Just can you give me a quick review whether this notes is useful or not?
Yes, was very useful.
Yes, it is useful.
So if you are looking where can you get the recordings, so after completion of every recording update, I will add the recording link here. So there is no need for you to wander around. You'll still get all the videos according to your dates, and you can see them like here. Okay. So here we discussed on transcripts, on interview transcripts. Hmm. And everyone need to create them. Don't neglect it. We'll see resumes later. It will take time. And now we are checking with UiPath Task Capture. Okay. So what UiPath Task Capture is all about? See, normally when we are working with any kind of automation or any kind of flow or any kind of use case, a business developer will need to create a flow, or a business analyst or our business analyst, RPA business analyst, need to get in touch with the clients or spoc and get the flow of the particular use case. Okay, the main reason is, okay, can you hear me, guys? Just raise hand and chat.
Yes, we can.
Yes, Pooja, we can.
Yeah, thank you. So okay, particular use case. Please go on mute, everyone. Don't unmute. Okay, when we say spoc, it is the person who is creating our use case or who is giving us the use case. And for a developer or any other team members to understand, rather than reading the complete code, if we can create a simple flowchart or if we can create a simple workflow diagram of how the process will be in place, then that's the best way to do it. And earlier we used to depend on some external tools to do this, like flow from online, or there are some online tools that you can use. But UiPath thought that we need to release our own tool, and there should be some more activities that are related to RPA. So UiPath Task Capture will capture your tasks. Like, okay, we'll monitor each and every activity that you do, and it will create the flow, and you can also do multiple things with it. One of the activity is creating a flowchart. The second activity is directly creating a PDD from the flowchart, and the third one is exporting it into a code directly. So you can also export a flow into a code in UiPath Task Capture. Okay, so I still need to correct this transcript. I'll do that, but yeah. So what are the three things that we do? So UiPath Task Capture is used to create process flow. Second one is to export as a export flow as PDD, then export flow as code directly. Okay, so this is what it will do. Again, we are not going directly into the code, just understand that this is the basic level. Okay, so Chandrika says it's direct in the cloud pledge. Yes, go ahead and install the instructions. So what I can suggest is someone can create a step-by-step document on how to install task capture, then we can utilize it. That will be a great help for all the team members. Okay, and here we go with the task capture. Let's close it. So this is the basic UI. Let me just add it up. Okay, so you need to again sign in if you don't have, but even without signing in you can just continue, and this is a community edition. So the community edition gives you an option to handle 300 activities or 300 steps, not the flow steps, but the screenshots. Let me just show you. So I started it. Let's go ahead and new title, um, team 7 calculator use case. Thanks for helping out in the chat. Go ahead and do that, but also see what I'm telling. Okay, so now just give out in the chat what I want to do. All I need is I need to have an Excel. Okay, I will just go ahead and create something in team 7 GitHub. Okay, I hope most of you have seen this GitHub. So let's go with Vajrang, and this is my team 7 new folder. So Hemanta, it's great that you are writing something in the chat like the steps. Create it as a document, copy that at least and create it in the document, and I will try to share it with everyone, or it will be shared by default with everyone later, not now. Okay, and here let's go ahead and create this particular solution. Okay, team 7 week 1, let's add a new folder. Okay, so in this calculator use case, I'll write all the code, and this is the requirements even new sheet, and I'll go with a new Microsoft Excel. So inputs, okay, and the inputs will have, see, I'm doing the basic things, but automating calculator is not our activity. If you understand, we need to understand the task capture. Okay, input 1, input 2, so where is it? Okay, and finally operand result. Okay, so inputs can be something like this: 1, 2, 3, A, 2, C. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 2. So I have some exceptions as well. here we have plus, here we have minus, and here we have multiplied product, and here we have again multiplied product, and here we have plus, here we have C, so it should be minus, and here it should be divided by. So just a second. Okay, so what is the expected result? What is the actual result? Okay, can just go ahead and type in. So what is the expected result for 1 plus 1? So you are adding in 1 plus 1. So if you want to do this in calculator, okay, all we are doing is 1, click on plus, and then go ahead and click 1, click on equal to, and copy this result and paste it in our Excel. So this is what my requirement is. Okay, so now what is the expected result for first one? Just go ahead and chat. So use your desktops while using your connecting to this program. So everyone is saying 2. Okay, the answer is expected answer is 2. What is the answer for the second one? Make it fast. It's 0. Okay. What is the answer for third one? Third one? 9. Okay. Go ahead and chat. Go ahead and chat. Type into your answers. Okay. And then what is the answer for A into 4? What is the answer for A into 4? Just go ahead and type in. Exception 4A, null, null, null. Josna, you're spot on. See, we don't have 4 and A in our calculator. You cannot multiply them. Okay. Sandesh, null, you cannot get it. Chandrika, you're coming on to unmute. Don't go on unmute till I ask you to. Okay, what about this one? S plus 5. Sixth one. What is the answer? Shivasai, that's a wrong answer. Anjali, wrong answer. Ambika, same. So same is not the answer, Ambika. What is the answer for S plus 5? Error. Excellent. So I can also say exception. Okay. The same. What is for C6? Sandesh says it's 5S. That's the wrong answer, Sandesh. In calculator, we will not have a letter called S. Okay, you cannot click on it. Okay, this is also exception. And what is this one? So let's go ahead and see 0 divided by 2. 0 divided by 2. What is the answer? 0. That's the answer. So we are not interested in mathematical rules over here. We are interested in how a application works. So instead of calculator, you can have any different application. It may give you an answer as invalid because you cannot divide 0 with anything. That's infinity. I know that, but in calculator, that's not required. You need to give the answer that's there in the calculator. Okay, so let's see from this standpoint. Okay, this is my request. And as a business user, what I said is, okay, I have inputs in the first column and the second column, and I have my requirement in the third column. I need a result. That's all I want. Okay, so in this task capture, let's try to work on completely with whatever we want to do. I'm just creating the diagrams here. Just remember that. So go ahead and type in again. What is that one thing from the beginning that we need to do? So here, do I need to read Excel, read input file? Okay, so this is the first activity that I will do. What's the next activity? Go ahead and type in. Okay, Shivasai, don't worry about task capture. Don't create it even. Just understand the flow. If you want to do manually, what you will do? First, you will read the input. Then what you will do? Launch calculator application. Okay. Open calculator to pass it some variables. That's correct, Hari. For each input, Ambika says for each input. Okay. There is no for each input, but let's assume that there is one input, and for each input, okay, what we need to do? For each input, we should not, or do we need to open a calculator for each input? That's not required. You can use best practice. If you already open, then you no need to open calculator every time. Okay, so we have opened calculator once, so don't open it again. For each input, then what we need to do? Enter input 1. Okay, enter input 1. Enter first input. So instead of for each input, can we say for each row in Excel? Okay, so what we are doing is for each row in Excel, we are adding input 1 and input 2. Okay, so enter first input, then enter or click on first input or click on first number. So click on second number. Okay, see here, I'm just writing the steps. I'm not doing anything else. Click on second number, and then what do we need to do? Click on operand. That's great. Then what's the next step? Click on operand. Okay, what's the next step after clicking on operand? Click on equal to. That's great. Click equal. So we should get a result. Okay, so we'll capture a result. Okay, before second number only we need to click on operand. That's great. Thank you so much. So first we'll click on operand. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and so see, I can just navigate and I can get the values, or I can just move it so that I can map it correctly. Okay, so here instead of this, you can just hit on this and this one. So here we go. So first click on operand and then the input. Thank you so much for bringing it up, Harinath. Then flip 6th and 7th. I think we have already done that. Capture a result. Then last thing, what we need to do after capturing the result? Copy the result in the first row result column. So add it to Excel in the respective row. Okay, excellent. So after adding it to respective row, then what we need to do? Please go ahead and type in the chat. What is the next step? Close calculator, go to next row. Okay, so Sindura, you should not close the calculator because you are having other items as well. Again, we need to move to the second row. Okay, can I say that, okay, I will go back to the for each row. So I'll go back to the for each row. After completing all the activities, then I'll go back to the for each row. So that's what we will do. So let's see quickly on how exactly this came out. First, we are reading the input, then opening the calculator. Then after opening the calculator, we are going with for each loop. And after going to for each loop, okay, click on the first input and then go ahead and click on operand. Then go ahead and click on second one. Okay, and then let's go ahead and check with this one, clicking on equal to, capture the result and go to the next one. Okay, so I should just increase it so that it's more understandable or more viewable. Let me just do something like this. Okay, 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 we have all these, and let's go ahead and see what we can do. Capture a result will come here, and let's go ahead and add it up. So now this is good, I guess. Reader input can be on the top. So I can just go ahead and add all the values. Sorry. Okay, I'm just increasing it so that we can see the image. Okay, so this is our complete flow that a business user is asking us to automate. Now, what are the next steps that we need to do? So first, again, we'll go back to the flow and we will see something like this. So automate calculator use case. Okay. So first thing that we did is business user or business user or business analyst or UiPath business analyst created flow with the help of client. Okay, now business user created this flow and with the help of client. Then what he will do, BA will send the flow and the steps to internal development team. Okay, and now what internal development team will do, dev team will analyze the flow and check with all requirements that are required, that are needed to automate this solution. So what are the things that they will check? Now this is what we need to see. What are the things that they need to check? Come on, go ahead and tell what are the things that they need to check in this particular flow. Okay, as a business analyst, I have given this flow to developers or my team. Okay, which API software availability. Okay, so they will check with um, softwares need to be automated. Okay, analyze the solution, analyze automation requirement. Okay, so again you're going up front where we are checking with the exceptions or where we are accessing all the tokens. That's correct, absolutely correct. But what we will do is we are still in the beginning, so we will not go ahead and ask any business user whether a particular VM is there or whether the particular calculator application is there or not. We'll not do that basically. So instead, what we will do is we'll first analyze this and then we will ask, okay, as a solution architect, I will say that, okay, all we are trying to do this is we are trying to add two applications. Then what I'll do, um, I'll send back information info to BE business analyst that yes, we can automate this solution and this is feasible and small process. Feasible. Let's do fitment analysis. So what comes under fitment analysis? Again, all these things will come under fitment analysis. Okay, so let's do a fitment analysis and then work on it. So whatever we have in the correct answers, so calculator correct answers is what check with calculator correct answers. Okay, so just go ahead and navigate so that you can get the details. So all we got here is we got a flow. Now what the next thing, what is the next thing that BA will do? BA will create PDD. How he can create a PDD? Could you please explain how to perform feasibility text exactly whenever you get some time? Yesterday, I think I discussed on the points. Yes, for this calculator use case, we will do feasibility test. And how to do that, we'll do it. So here, what we are doing with respect to task capture file, let's go ahead and export into a Word document. Okay, automate calculator. Okay, and author is Vajrang. So these are the things that will happen, or this will come in this title, description, and author. Click on next. So what kind of template that I want to use? So again, these are PDDs. You can just click on any PDD that you want, or you can create your own PDD according to your organization. So this is a basic structure of a PDD. Okay, now I'll go with week 1 calculator use case. Okay, okay, this is the PDD. Close it. We'll export everything. Okay, now ask me later. File, export, UiPath diagram. Okay, and then let me just see if I can merge all these activities into a single activity. I haven't implemented this. Okay, I think this is not giving me the correct method. Okay, this should be it. Okay, then let's also save this one in week 1 calculator use case. Okay, now out of this we got 3 files out of this activity, and those 3 files are, first thing, a complete image of our activity, and this is the PDD document, process definition document, and our code or task capture file, whatever you want to say. Okay, now if I want to give it to someone else, I can directly go ahead and give it, but what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give my PDD document. Let's see what's there in the PDD. We have 10 minutes, but this 10 minutes will be sufficient for you to understand what is PDD and how to work on PDD. So just check it. Tell me if you have, I think most of you have created some flows, and most of you have went through interviews. How many of you have created this PDD for any process that you have developed? Can you please add that in the comments? Yes, no, I have created, I haven't created any PDD till now. Just go ahead and add it in the comments so that I can get to know. Yes, Sindhura says yes, not yet created. Chandrika, okay, no, no, no. Okay, so guys, please be active. If you don't, because I'm reading each and every comment. I haven't created any PLD, no. Published as SDD, no. Okay, okay, great, great, great. So I'll go into deep, like what is PDD and all. That is the reason I'm asking you to be active on this. So see here, in PDD we have table of contents, and this gives out information on what this document is all about, what are the objectives, key contacts. So everything that you need for a PDD is by default created as a template. All you need to do is update this PDD. Okay, so here we have, now just if you see, the business analyst and the SME process owner is the document communication review, or PDD is the communication document between process owner as well as the business analyst. Okay, so both will have an understanding and create this document. The goal is to ensure that RPA business analyst has a correct understanding of the process that he's represented. So all we are seeing here is, okay, process analyst or business analyst have a complete understanding of a business process, and RPA business analyst and development team. And the second members are, it is a communication document between business analyst and the development team. Okay, represented by solution architect and the RPA development lead. So these are the people who will review this document. The goal is to ensure that the process is documented properly to a sufficient level of detail so that solution architect can create a solution based on the PDD. So if I'm a solution architect, I will be able to create or understand all the steps or understand all the details and then create my solution with respect to this PDD. So in the interview, the questions can be, can you tell me, um, okay, this is the interview question, and okay, let's go with this one. Life cycle. I will discuss again about the complete life cycle, but with respect to PDD, how this goes of a PDD. No, sorry, of a solution, RPA solution. So what is the life cycle? So can if you know any basic knowledge on software development, you can tell that. Just go ahead and type in the chat. What is the first step? What is the next step? And what comes later? Just go ahead and type. Even if you're a business analyst, even if you're a tester, okay, you can do that. So the first step is requirement gathering. Okay, the second step, design. Okay, PDD and SDD documentation. Okay, here comes the interesting part, analysis, planning and design, development. Okay, what else? Go ahead and type in all the answers. Okay, we have good answer. Just a second, I think I missed something. Let me just pull it up. We have Vineet giving out a good answer again. Let's go ahead and try. Keep text only. Planning, analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, and maintenance. Okay, he gave out everything. So analysis, design, document, okay, testing, implementation, maintenance. Okay, we have these steps. So we will dig deep into each and every activity or each and every phase. UAT. Okay, you have UAT as well. UAT. But change request. Okay, here we have Vicky Sharma, who is excellent in trying to give out on the answers. So let's go ahead and see what is his answer. Okay, deployment, okay, deployment. Okay, got it. So I got the answers. I think we are good for now. Let's go ahead and just add all the details. So I cannot add, there are multiple repeated items, requirement gathering and all. Thank you so much for the answers. User acceptance testing, UAT. Yes, that's what is user acceptance testing, handover hypercare phase. Okay, so this is good. Change request. Okay, so we will divide or we will change the activities here. Analysis phase is what I'll check first. So we'll have analysis of this particular solution, and within that analysis we will do what are the activities. We will create requirement gathering, and we will do control X. We will do PDD and documentation, and let's see, planning and analysis, everything. Planning on what? Planning cannot be a complete life cycle, or you can say a part of it. So that comes in between. So here we have development and design. Design what is what you need to mention. Development, planning, analysis. Yes, analysis came already, and design came. Testing, yes. Implementation, you need to be specific. UAT, maintenance. So discovery phase, yes, this is a discovery phase. So in the discovery phase, you do analysis and PDD creation. Okay. And discovery, development. So we already have a development, so we'll do this. UAT is user acceptance testing. Maintenance, documentation already came. So estimation, yes, we have an estimation that comes under analysis phase. Okay, and then deployment, handover, hypercare request. Okay, deployment and hypercare will come, then handover will come, handover to clients. So they're completely handing it over to client. And UAT testing, you can just ignore. You can say that unit testing, integration testing, and user acceptance testing. So all these three can come under testing. Production sanity, not unit, it's user acceptance testing. Yeah, that's what I mentioned, right? Okay, so again, testing will go here, development, deployment, hypercase. Okay, so we'll take this up, handover. So these are the phases of our life cycle. Now, where creation of PDD will come in place, PDD documentation and SDD documentation will come here, but also what will happen after development is during handover, update SDD as per the solution. Okay, so after this, we'll create a change. After this, we'll create SDD and we'll complete. Or after deployment, we'll create an SDD. Okay, so these are the steps that you require for creating or for following the steps. Let's see how we can answer this in the interview. So the interview question can be, can you tell me life cycle of your RPA solution? Okay, so here comes my answer. Okay, in our life cycle, there are multiple steps. There is a discovery phase where we create our PD documents, and in the same phase we will have a requirement gathering and we will check whether a particular solution is required or can be automated, and we will give the estimations to the client, and then we will move on to development once we have the acceptance. And again, we'll go into development and we'll see that later. But yeah, after completion of the development, we'll do testing. So there can be three types of testing: unit testing, integration testing, and user acceptance testing. Unit testing will be done by a developer. Integration testing will be again done by a developer. And user acceptance testing will be done by a business user, whether our code is working or not. And we also have a testing team, or you can say that along with developer, we'll have testers as well, and testers. So both will do a complete testing of the solution, because developer need to test it and then give it to testers. Maintenance will come at the end, not in between. Also handover, change request. Excuse me. Handover, maintenance we have. So, and in this we'll go with this. Okay, after completion of testing, after we complete the testing, we'll do a deployment. The hypercare can be for 1 week to 15 days. We will monitor each and every activity of the bot. Okay, we are done with our time for now, but give me 2 minutes, then we will close it on a happy note. Okay, is development not okay? Deployment not development? Please correct. No, deployment is okay. I have written two developments and deployment. Deployment is separate from the top development. Okay, thank you so much. And here we have. Now, if there is any issue, we will go back in the testing phase. We'll go back into development and do that, but that's a different part. So let's see. Here, the answer can be something like after development, we'll go into testing, and in testing we have unit integration and acceptance testing. Unit testing and integration testing will be done by the developers and the testers, and the user acceptance testing will be done by business user. Deployment, after completion of it, if we have a go ahead, we will go with the deployment. And if after the deployment is completed, it will be a hypercare phase for 15 days, 1 week to 15 days. We will monitor each and every activity. We will check with the logs and what the bot is doing. And then after everything is done, we will go ahead into the handover, and we will update in the handover phase. We will update the PED as per the solution, and we will give all the documents. And maintenance phase, we will check whether that particular solution is working or not properly. And if there is any change request from the user, then we will go ahead and we'll go with the complete life cycle again. Okay, so these are the steps, and that's how you need to answer. So here we'll just quickly walk through the complete use case, or the document that we have done. So where is my document? So here is my document. I'll just give you a walkthrough. So here we'll say what are the objectives of this particular automation, reducing the time by 80% and whatever objectives that you want to make. So here the key role is my name, but other than my name, you can write someone with solution architect, like Sindura. Okay, and we can have someone. Okay, let's add one more member. Insert and rows below. So we'll have someone with a developer. I'm a client. Okay, and I have Akshay, and I have their notes. I have whatever it is, that's what we have. Okay, many times interviewer asks what environment you used while integration and system testing. Okay, the answer can be, see, if you are developing, there are three development. I'll just answer it because this is important question and we need to answer. If you don't answer, then it will be a problem later. So how many environments do you have? So there can be three environments. First one is development. Second one is testing environment, or UAT environment, and the production environment. Okay, so see, when we say environments, these are just machines. Okay, so development can be developer machine where he has all the required applications installed, and they have he's working on the uh, he's working with respect to code. Here you will not have studio, but you will start the process. What will be started from trigger directly. So when I say trigger, it can be an orchestrator, a new email to a mailbox, or time trigger time triggered process. Okay, so in developer machine, you will have studio, you will have orchestrator connected, everything. But here in UAT, it will be in attended mode. As you have said, that's absolutely correct. So this is more of an attended mode. It's not only about attended mode, it can be on unattended mode as well. Okay, because a bot can run and it can give out an output, and user can just verify the output. That can also be treated. So that can also be an unattended mode. In production environment, we'll have only robot. So again, UAT and production environment will be similar or will be identical. Okay, only run it. Don't make any changes in the code or anything. Code here. Okay, in production environment, we'll just run it. If it is working, fine. If it is not working, then it's an exception or it's a bug. So UAT here, important point to be mentioned here is UAT and production machines are identical with respect to processor, RAM, applications installed, everything will be identical, because let's say that if there is an exception in UAT environment, we will not deal with production environment here, or we may use limited production data. Okay, we will have all production data here. So the answer can be, we have three environments: development, UAT, and production environment. And in a development, we developers will do the code. In UAT environment, we will deploy the code, developed code, into a different environment or different machine where we will see the execution. We will have client also in the execution, so that he can validate the results. And after the UAT is completed, we will move it into production environment and we will leave it. So that can be the answer. So that is for PDD, and let's go ahead and discuss PDD later. But tomorrow we'll discuss on the PDD. But if you have observed, there is one last thing that I would like to do. What if I want to export it as a code? Can I do that? So calculator use case, I can do that. So here you go, copy it. So let's go ahead and see. This is the code. So with task capture, you can do multiple things. So that's the reason we asked, or I asked you to work on this task capture. Let's go ahead and add a new folder, and it should be code. And our code and the screenshots goes into the code. Okay, here we go. And let's see how this is created. So go ahead and post in your questions. Sandesh, thank you so much. Arpita,
SDD.
solution design document is what you will create. See, PDD is the requirement document, right? You will get only the requirements in it. Solution design document, SDD, is what and how a solution is created, how, on which machine the bot should run, and how to trigger a robot, how many times the bot should run. If there is an exception, what should be the activity, and how the bot is configured. So all these things will come under solution design document. So if you go ahead and see, and let me just auto arrange this one. Okay, see, everything that I have written in the code came in as a code, or I have written in task capture, came in into the workflow as a code. So if you want, you can directly edit this particular file. Okay, so this will just give you the skeleton. Okay, but you cannot have the complete code. It will just give you a skeleton so that you can go ahead and update. Moreover, we will not use it many times, but it will just give you a quick walkthrough on what the solution is all about. Okay, so how many ways can we trigger a job? We can trigger a job in two ways or multiple ways. If you are using orchestrator, okay, I'll just close it. I'll just add it up in the questions. So just go ahead and add it up. Okay, I'll go ahead and just search. How many ways can we trigger a job? So a job can be triggered in two ways with respect to orchestrator. One is with a time trigger, and the second one is with a orchestrator queue trigger. So a time trigger can be, if you want to trigger or if you want to run a job at a specific instance, you can trigger it or you can schedule it. And the second one is with respect to a queue trigger. If there is a new queue item added up in the orchestrator, then the bot will trigger on itself. And the third one is, yes, that is attended mode. In that, you need to start the bot by yourself manually. And there can be multiple other triggers as well. Because we have APIs integrated, let's assume that uh, there is a dependency process, and when we have an API, and that API will start our bot, so we can have our API trigger as well. So this is the answer that you can give. Okay. So use case is complete. You mean to say complete solution? You cannot say PDD is one document in it. Okay. So let's stop our meeting program for today. I think we are extended by 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Could you please show in practically how to trigger a job? Joshna, you're going too fast. Take a pause. Let's go with the flow. If we just juggle with all the activities all of a sudden, then you may understand, others will not understand it. Okay, thank you. We'll do it anyhow. We'll do it in the upcoming process and we'll upload it in the orchestrator. Or if you want to create, you can just go ahead and upload it into orchestrator and you can do it. Okay, that there ends our program for today. Just quickly give your feedback in the chat whether you are able to understand the process, task capture and all, and then we will close it for today. Can we have a discussion on SDD? We'll definitely have a discussion on SDD for sure. I'm stopping the meeting recording.